Well, with my granny, I know, well, my granny Annie, I have memories of like just having biscuits and tea with her at her house, going up to visit her. And my granddad, we make brown bread, and I go on walks with him, and he picked me up from school when I was younger with his dog, and because he had a huge big dog, and I always thought that was really cool. And my other granny, I just know that I can always talk to her, and I know that all three of them like love me unconditionally.
I remember one day it was Pancake Tuesday, and we were at my granddad's house, and he wanted to make his own pancake. So he took all of the batter and poured it into the pan. So one side of it was like completely burnt and the other side was raw. But because he's so stubborn, he like ate the whole thing anyway.
He's also blind.
Yeah.
One of my grannies lived in Kenmare in County Kerry. So we used to go on our holidays down to Kenmare, and as soon as we pulled up outside her house, which was on the main street, we would run into her kitchen, which was at the back of her big old house with an old aga, all right, which was full of coal. So it was really old-fashioned, but really warm and cosy. And at the back of that kitchen, there was an old wooden rocking horse. And we always had a fight as to who would get on the rocking horse first. So that's my memory of my granny from Kenmare. And my mum's granny lived in Cork, and her husband died when her children were very young. So they were aged 2, 4, 6 and 7. And she had 4 children under 7 years of age. So they had a bit of an unfortunate time because she had to sell their house and move into Cork City and then get a job to raise her children from my mother and her 2 sisters and her brother. But she lived to be 92. She was a member of 3 bridge clubs. She had a very active brain, and her name was Henrietta. And every time we went to see her like that, we'd run into her drawing room, and the first thing we would take out of her cupboard was her collection of board games. Monopoly and Scrabble and all those things. I can't remember the rest of them. And she always had, a little silver dish on her not the chest of drawers, the dresser, I suppose, in her drawing room where the board games were, and she always had sweets in the little container for her children. So that's what I remember of them.
Both my grandparents are really loving and like kind.
Anyway. We have one granny, the Mexican granny
Her name's Tata.
Yeah, her name's Tata, and she is an extreme worrier.
Yeah.
One time we were all in a taxi in Mexico, and she thought we were being kidnapped. So she made the taxi stop several times, just to because he took a kind of a bit of a different route. He took a different route to the one my granny would usually take, so she automatically assumed we were being kidnapped. And
her answer to anything is eat a banana. So if you're tired, you need to eat a banana. If you've got a cold, you need to eat a banana. And if you get a paper cut, you need to eat a banana. Which is her answer for everything. Our granny is loving,
caring, a great cook, and she's very wise.
I was extremely lucky to have really lovely grandparents, especially my 2 grandmothers. My grandfathers both died young, and one of my grandmothers, she was a very wise woman, and whenever I came home from school, she lived with us, and whenever I came home from school and I was complaining about something, she'd always say, "Now dear, if you put your troubles in a hat with everybody else's troubles, you'd be very quick to grab your own troubles back." And I've always thought about that through life, and I think she's right.